and so are you, and if you just stay cool and play your cards right, everything will work out. But the trouble with telling yourself things, I've discovered, is that the part of you that's being told is always dimly aware that the other part, the part that's doing the telling, is trying to con you, for Pete's sake. I mean, it's like staging a wrestling match between your two hands, or trying to commit suicide by holding your breath. If you try that, you eventually pass out and start right in breathing again, so I understand. I experimented once when I was about 13, but I got to thinking that maybe this was just a big story and you really could kill yourself that way if you were very strong-willed, and I decided that I was a pretty strong-willed person and was thus running a real risk. So what I did was go into this fake swoon and collapse gracefully on my bedroom rug. I was in my bedroom at the time and all alone, so you might wonder why I didn't just start breathing more or less naturally instead of putting on an act. That would be a tough one to answer, actually. But anyway, none of this has very much to do with what was going on between me and Francine. What was going on between me and Francine was that we were in my room, not the bedroom where I held my breath and swooned, but the room I was renting now, which was in an attic upstairs over a barber shop. Francine thought she shouldn't even be here, and I thought she should. And I had this lump, or tightness, really, in the pit of my stomach, or, not to mince words, in my, well, groin. "I should go home now," she said. "You just got here." "As soon as I finish this cigarette." She took a puff on her cigarette and just let the smoke find its way out of her mouth. She sat there on my bed with one hand on her lap and the other behind her on the bed, and she let the smoke trickle out from between her lips, which were parted just enough to let this happen. The general effect was as though something was burning inside her. I could believe this. I was on the bed next to her. That sounds sexier than it was, because we were both sitting side by side on the edge of the bed, and we might as well have been sitting side by side on a bench watching a basketball game, for Pete's sake. All it really was uncomfortable. Come on, I told myself. Remember what I said about telling yourself things, about all the good it does? Come on, do something. At least say something. Be masculine. Take the initiative. Act. "You're beautiful," I said. "Oh, come on." "No, I really mean it. You are." "Oh, sure," she said, but there was something going on in her eyes and around her mouth. She fluffed her hair with one hand. Her hair was the soft reddish-brown of oak leaves just before they fall off the tree. I reached to touch her hair, and she shook her head, and I took my hand away. I did touch her hair more or less in passing. It was as soft as it looked. She drew on the cigarette and let the smoke find its way to the ceiling again. "That's easy to say, Chip," she said. "No, I mean it." "I'm sure you tell every girl." "No." "Well, how do you mean it?" "Huh?" She turned a little toward me, crossed one leg over the other, or perhaps it was the other way around. "Why do you say I'm beautiful?" she demanded. "I mean, what about me is that way?" "Oh, well." "Just for the sake of conversation." I gave a quick nod then, a reflexive gesture indicating that I had gotten the message. I remember reading somewhere that beautiful women are inclined to be very narcissistic, meaning that they are in love with themselves, and that the best way to have success with them is to let them know that you think they're every bit as great as they think they are. I read this in a book that told how to succeed with women, and that even gave little poetic lines to say to them at tender moments, but I had never bothered to commit any of the lines to memory because they struck me as fairly corny. Besides, it seemed to me that if the author was really such an expert at making out with women, he would be too busy doing just that to waste his time writing books. Like the books that tell you how to make money at the racetrack, or how to turn a shoestring into $1 million. If anybody could do these things, why bother writing a book? Why not just go ahead and do it?